It was a running start.
You ran real fast. Sure did. Check 1, 2. Okay. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the season 3 premiere of KJ Confidential with Trey.
Bum, 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 bum. We brought the horns back this season.
Yes, we did. I am your host, KJ.
And I'm Trey.
And who do we have the luxury of sitting next to?
I'm your guest host, Grace B.
Great.
Thank y'all for inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here. I'm like,
Everything.
blessed. Oh my gosh, look at y'all with your fabulousness. Like, I'm in the middle of this.
This whole
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
any day.
But you guys stay tuned. We have a very, very, very good episode for you guys. And of course, we missed you guys too. So come on back. Grab a snack. All right, you guys, and welcome back.
Welcome back.
So, Grace, as you guys can see, we've never actually had mugs on the show, ever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because we always have like
Wine,
Is that-
liquor.
yeah, I was
always
gonna
get
say,
the
we
trick glass.
calling it wine now.
We call it wine. I always get the trick glass for some reason. Like my cup is always almost empty every time I get it. They
Before the
always
show
pour-
even starts.
Yeah, they barely pour me the glass.
Is it that or do you just drink it low key though?
Okay.
They say, they say it's called a deep throat. But I digress.
I sip and sample and taste. Okay.
Ah, that's-
A lot.
as you should.
Mm.
How's y'all's coffee?
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about this this coffee slash liquor. What do you call it, actually?
Hella dude.
Ooh, what do we call this? I know we should like call this drink something, but KJ, you created this pot of coffee for us. FYI, y'all, in my daytime job, I'm also a barista, so
Yes, she
coffee is
is.
like
Wonderful.
kind of my
Yeah.
thing, like a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
So KJ made us a fresh pot of coffee, and then I went to the store and just saw this delicious liqueur. Shout out to Dorda. This one is sea salt caramel, so we just added a little bit of this to the coffee, and that's what we're drinking.
Come on,
I'm
Dorda.
here for it. I'm here for it. That tastes really delicious too. Real liquefied. You know?
Right, yeah, it's real liquefied. Okay, it's real liquefied.
Mhm.
Look, y'all
All
can't-
right. So are y'all ready to get into this episode?
Come
All
on.
right. So our first segment, we're gonna do a little catching up, a little vibe. A lot has happened.
I was just about to say, KJ, a lot has happened with you.
It's
Let's get into
definitely
it.
coming out of you.
AJisms.
Let's get it. let's
Okay,
get
well, for
into it.
starters, okay. So last season, everybody knows that my ex, yes, I did say ex, he was our director and editor and producer. He is no longer with us. We are no longer together. I wish him well. Nothing ill will or anything. We're still cordial. I moved. I made a great big move to Hollywood from downtown LA. So I moved back to Hollywood.
I jump.
You say again?
I jump. You did that.
Yes, I did. I did.
A little hop and skip in there.
I did.
Uh,
Let's see what else has been new. I did briefly, of course, everybody that does follow me on Instagram knows that I briefly was in a reality TV show.
The superstar himself, y'all. KJ, Mike Tyson.
Get your I did,
She
however.
boxed these bitches in the corner every time. It was like the Bad Girls Club. I was so confused. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, I did, however, depart from it because I'm not really about all the drama and stuff, so it just wasn't for me. It wasn't a good fit. And I believe that's about it. Oh, well, I have a new single coming out.
Oh, plug it up. Plug it up.
yes.
So, yes, it's called Love Don't Cost a Thing, so you guys be on the lookout for that.
Okay, J-Lo.
And I guess that's about it that's new in my life now. How about you, Trey?
Oh man, last time y'all met me, I was I was working at a dispensary, and then that didn't really end well because I gave my 2 weeks notice, called me racist, and they fired me.
Ooh.
So that was cool, but I got a job, a week after at this piercing place. I'm not gonna name it, but really nice place, lovely. Women ran. It's the best place I've ever worked at since moving here. They pay me they pay me a lot. Let's just say that. So I'm happy for that.
Yes, we happy for good coin.
A good point. And on the side, my little side gig, I go dance at Rocco's.
That is
Sunday.
right.
Go.
The main
Y'all,
event.
Trey be up there like this.
Yeah, we need to
Give
go.
a little show.
I am
robot,
pissy.
I do it all. I do it all.
But,
Yes.
and I was single. This
Ooh.
is fun. When I was first on the show, and now I'm still single.
I was about to say, now wait a minute. Are you not telling me something?
Girl,
I was waiting for it to-
no,
I
we
was
good.
too lucky. I was about to say, who is it?
Jesus.
Miss Grace. Now I know that this is your first time on KJ Confidential.
Yes, it
with
is.
Trey. Again,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us what's shaking and baking in your life.
What's
now?
shaking and baking in my life? Well, similar to you, we too did like a quick little move, hop, skip, and a jump. Recently moved from Long Beach, and now we too are living in Hollywood. Been doing a lot of writing lately. What else is new? Writing, Hollywood, kitty cats.
Kitty cats.
And no, we're not talking about the kitty cat between your legs.
Yeah.
Let's clarify that, because the way you said that, I was just like,
Kitty cats.
girl, that was random, but all right. We talking about her pets, y'all.
Yes,
Her
yes.
children, excuse me.
My children,
Fur babies.
yes, my fur babies.
Yes.
Love that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, writing, moving, getting settled into the new space, and just like continuing on this self journey. Really.
I love it. I love it. Especially being on a self journey myself. I feel like we have to take some time to realign ourselves and really get ourselves together. Our energy is everything, and so is our mental health, So y'all take care of y'all mental stability, all right? All right, and on that note, we will be right back because guess what we got next?
What?
Hot topic.
Ooh! Yes.
All right, so you guys stay tuned.
Welcome back, y'all, to KJ Confidential with Trey. I'm your favorite host, Trey. and
What is this accent?
I'm trying to do a character, KJ, okay?
Oh! I was like, you're from the country?
Oh my God.
When?
Maybe Kentucky, yes. But we are back with my favorite part of the show, Hot Topics. Hot Topics. Hot Topics.
That was really
Hot
good.
Topics. I mean, it was
Oh,
kind of
see,
good.
now you're doing the most now.
Oh, Hot Topics.
Ah!
That's it.
Your vocals?
You know,
Okay.
little Christina, little there. So let's get into it right now. What's going on with the world right now? Maybe your weak ass uncle, Lil Boosie, and
Ooh.
you know what? I was gonna say somebody else, but I'm gonna leave her for last.
Ooh.
But at the same time, Lil Boosie always got something to say about Lil Nas X. Why is that?
First of all, that's not my uncle. Ain't no uncle of mine.
Wow.
What I'm starting to realize when it comes to a lot of these so-called rappers, I did say so-called because I haven't heard a hit from him in a very long time.
A long time. I was gonna say.
Is that they're very toxic when it comes to the masculinity and the femininity in the rap industry. Now, come on now, let's just be honest. If half of the rappers decided to come out the closet, I mean, I'm pretty certain sure a lot of your favorites have dipped, dabbled, crisscrossed, and applesauce.
Oof.
But I digress. I just feel like Little Boosie comes from Little Nas X because he couldn't make as much as Little Nas X did when he was that age. But again, I don't gossip.
You think he's jealous?
I
over,
do.
You know,
I
he's
feel
being
like-
a free, black, young, gay man, and he can't do that because Lil Boosie has a reputation up him to be terrible.
Well, Little Boosie has been in jail several times, so I would not be surprised if he did.
Know his way around a booty hole.
I just feel as
Wow.
if he can't live his truth, and that's why he has an issue. But Miss Grace, how do you feel about this subject?
I agree with what you said, but I also feel like Like, I wonder if Lil Boosie is okay with himself.
No.
Like, I feel like if you're gonna be so focused on another entity where you're always like constantly coming for them, like, why do you hate yourself?
And he never does it for lesbians. Remember he made a song called They Dykin'? Yeah, never like that to lesbians. Always something, some gay shit. Some male gay shit.
Yeah. He hates himself.
The black race in general, excuse me, the African American race, in general, when it comes to men, have a bad rep when it comes to gay men. Like they really don't like us.
Ooh.
They really don't like us. I mean, I wouldn't like us neither if half of us could steal your woman too at the same time, but I digress. But I do feel like it is a really, really big issue. And I do feel like the situation with Lil Nas X and Lil Boosie, I think it is getting a little bit out of hand. So.
I'm just happy that Lil Nas X's dad, stepped in and you can see like you can still be loved by your parents even as a gay black kid. So it's just like that was a beautiful part that came out of this whole shit show.
That's cute.
But Big Frida has some words and that really disappointed me. I don't know where she got the words. She was like, oh, who's that? Big Frida? Bounce. Queen of Bounce?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, she did say that Lil Boosie, she don't think he's homophobic. He don't like Lil Nas X, but he's always saying faggot and other shit, very derogatory, targeting towards everybody. You might be shooting one person, but the shotgun sprays. So,
Jesus, fix it. So, let's talk about Dave Chappelle and this whole. I actually want to get you guys' take first because y'all know I'm a opinionated person, but sometimes my opinions might rub some people the wrong way. So I want to get your guys' take on the Dave Chappelle Netflix special and the whole trans situation that's going on with Netflix.
There's a lot to say about that.
Right.
I'm gonna keep mine short, brief, and to the side. All that's bullshit. He's bullshit. He is like really trying to like misdirect where he went wrong.
Ooh.
Trying to say, oh, it's about the companies not allowing me to say the things that I want to say, blah blah. Instead of just taking ownership and saying that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you need to leave people alone. It has nothing to do with you. That's just me.
Period. Yeah. I am disappointed by the lack of accountability from Dave Chappelle, although it does seem like there really isn't that much awareness, except for in the experience that he's in right now. But I totally agree though, like, not that I'm a comedian or anything like that, but I do feel like there is an art in comedy to where like you're able to stick to your own lane. Like if you're gonna crack jokes, just like you said, like stick to your experience. Like
Right. Well, we
if
see
you're
white
not
people talking about black shit. You're
Yep,
like, oh, this is awful.
that's not your experience. Like, stick to the white experience. If you're a white comedian, that's what you could joke about. And I do agree with you. The same thing. Like, if you're not homosexual, if you're not lesbian or in the gay community, like, that's not your experience for you to like joke about that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you have a brother or a sister or an uncle or a best friend, like, that's not your experience. Period.
KJ?
Okay. So I disagree with everything that y'all both said. Okay, so, and let me explain why.
Here we go.
So, we are all of a certain age up here. We are not going to spill our ages. We just know that we look hella good. But what I got from it was basically Dave Chappelle being Dave Chappelle. Like, honestly, truthfully, it sounded like something that he had said before already.
Boys will be boys.
Long time ago. So for me, I'm just like, okay.
Well, that's where, okay, if I could pause for a moment, I guess
Uh-huh.
that's where, like, the disappointment lies. Like, he's been this route before, so, like, I guess
Correct.
one would naturally
Okay.
think that, like, you would learn and grow from these kinds of experiences.
I can see that.
Continue.
I can see what you mean by that. I can see what you mean by that. But I'm only saying this because we do live in a time where it's very hard to get with the time sometimes, even with doing music.
Right.
For me, I'm like, there's a lot of sex out here and a lot of shit that I really don't understand. And I don't want to do that because that's not who I am. I'm still in that zone of yesteryears. So I feel like he wants to be the comedian that he was back in the day. Which is very hard in this day and age because there is, and this is just the truth, there is a lot of sensitivity regarding certain issues. Now, I do feel like certain stuff when it comes to the LGBT community, yes, off limits. No, don't even say that. But do I think that certain stuff is just like pure jokes? Yes. Let's kiki with them. You know? That's just my viewpoint.
Interesting viewpoint, KJ. I do like that viewpoint. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I was ready to be like, well, you know what? Listen.
You know, I have a tendency to do that. But no, I mean, we're just yet praying for all of them, and hopefully they can all get it together, kumbaya, and move the fuck on. So, y'all know about Zeus Network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the little new network that just started up. Y'all know about Zeus Network, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have this show called The Conversation. And it got me thinking. I said to myself,
Wow.
I said, is there someone you would like to sit down with to progress the relationship, move it further so you guys won't be stagnant in the same place that you've been? We're gonna start with you, Trey.
Well, okay, to show context of what he's talking about, if you have not seen the previews or the show, it's two people from like a reality TV show or something that you've seen a long time ago
Right.
that are still beefing for some reason. They get into a room and they have a conversation to hash out the beef. Like they have a new one coming with what is his name? Bobby Lights and the Rolling Ray. And they're just reading each other, talking about bring that tricycle over here and all that stuff. They had one with like Tommy and some girl Akbar from Love and Hip Hop, and there's like Ray J, Princess Love. It's a lot of nonsense that you don't know what's going on on Zeus. But if I had to pick a person, it wouldn't be any of my exes. It would probably be my best friend. If I want a real good show, it'd be my best friend, and we're just gonna just read each other, like no other, just read each other. I know
really
we're entertaining. And you know my best friend. We just both Scorpios. Don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's true. That would be a read session. You know what? I would come, pay good money, and I would record it for KJ Confidential and Trey too.
Yes.
Look,
Here for
that would
it.
be-
Here
because
for it.
Dre tried to go neck and neck with me, and I was like, oh, this boy, oh, he got a mouth on him. And Trey, yeah,
I'm nice. I'm a nice
no,
friend.
Trey had a little attitude.
I'm
So
very
I can
nice.
see that conversation being really good, actually. Miss Grace, what about you?
Yo, we've been thinking long and hard about this question, and like we've been sharing behind closed doors. Like I practice living in the light of truth. So if there are issues that I have with people, like I'll sit and ponder for a little bit. For the most part, like I am not in the practice of sweeping shit under the rug anymore. Like I left that in a past life experience. So the only person I can really think of, honestly, is myself. Like, low key, I've been running from myself, y'all. Like, at this point in life, the only person holding me back is me. So I would like to sit with myself in a room and shine all the light and just like
I'm here for it.
shine light on all the dark spaces where I be running from. Honestly, and
I
just
like
let
that.
myself know like you're gonna be okay. Fear is not real.
Yes.
Like you're gonna get through it. Lack is not really there. Like I would just like really go hard on myself.
I love it,
honestly.
y'all. I'm here for
It's
it.
like the Matrix. I like
Right.
that. The origin shit. I love it.
So,
KJ.
y'all know I told the truth, shame the devil. I get everything that's on my chest out.
Wow.
But I think that I would sit and have a conversation I would sit and have that conversation because even though I have moved on with my life, I did close that chapter and because let me tell you something, I was 21 years old. Baby, I was a hothead. Let me tell you something. All his clothes was damaged.
Ooh.
Did the door close?
The crowd goes
His
wild.
car was messed up.
Oh.
Because I was in the military, so I couldn't hit
You
his
were waiting
ass
to
the way
excel
that
on
I wanted to
him?
hit
Wow.
his ass. Like I wanted to 1-2 his ass real quick. However, me being of a certain age bracket now, and because I have matured a lot and I've grown a lot, I feel like he and I, and maybe his husband, because his husband is the one that he did make the sex tape with. Yes, he married the mistress.
Dun, dun,
He married the mistress.
Not scandal.
So I think that I would sit and have a conversation, not to really figure out what went wrong, but really, really close that chapter in my life and actually wish them well and actually mean it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because there's a difference between wishing somebody well, but actually meaning it when you actually say it.
That part.
And that's on what? Collard greens and cornbread.
Wow.
Alright. Okay, so I got one last question for you guys, okay? Before we get into our big segment. Grace.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. I had no more answers.
I want to know,
Yes.
and so does the audience. First of all, can we just clap it up for our live audience, y'all? So, the audience and I would like to know, could you do an open relationship or a poly relationship?
Ooh, I have been really intrigued by this idea of a poly relationship. I feel like I'm still learning about what all the details of a poly relationship, but I'm absolutely open to the idea of an open relationship. I've not had experience in both an open or a poly relationship, but I'm definitely curious. I'm definitely interested. I feel like there would need to be definitely relationship building between this entity and another entity for a little bit, just to make sure there's communication and established level of trust there. But yeah, totally all for it. Sounds like so much fun, honestly, but it's not my experience. So.
AJ?
Ooh. So for the people out there that don't know, I have been married twice, and both of those husbands cheated on me. I do believe at some point in time, you gotta make a switch. Did I like open relationships at first? No, I did not. I really truthfully didn't understand it. But
Wait, so you have been in open?
no.
Oh, okay.
No,
You didn't like the idea.
I didn't like the idea.
Okay.
But education
Okay.
is a thing. So I educated myself. I could do an open relationship because the one thing that I won't do this point in my life is allow another man to cheat on me. Because baby, this time I'm going to jail.
Ooh.
Because I do feel like you are too grown as a human being to be sitting there. If you're still lying at a grown ass age, you need to seek help. And for me, I don't trust not a damn soul. But what I do know is I don't want that feeling of, damn, you cheated too. You just like the rest of them. Again, I can't pick myself off the ground again and put my heart back together again by myself. I can't do that no more. So the idea of an open relationship, yes, I could do it. Poly, baby, that's too many feelings involved, and I don't do that much sharing. I don't do that much sharing because if you show them more attention than you showing me, let's go outside and have a conversation.
Why are you always trying to beat somebody up?
I said a conversation. I didn't say that we were gonna fight. I said a conversation.
She's like, why
You
you
can
gotta
go
go
outside and have
conversation?
conversations.
Can you have a conversation on the inside?
Absolutely not. Everybody's gonna be inside the business.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Mhm. And we need to have a one-on-one so we can have an understanding of what is going on.
Understand.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop the violence though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I don't throw these hands no more. I
Alright.
throw them up towards the heavens. Hallelujah.
For Jesus.
But I don't throw them.
Jesus.
Trash.
Yes.
Can you do an open relationship and a poly relationship?
Open relationship, probably not.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. Like, I'm open, but like maybe not. If I like somebody, I usually just like that one person. That's kind of it with me. And like, I don't see anybody else. But like, would I do like a poly relationship? Honestly, honestly, I can't deal with one man. Why would I deal with more than one man? Like,
I was about to say, if you say yes to a poly, then I was about to, ask another question. How could you do a poly but not an open?
I
Because
can
an
do
open
that.
is more sexual. A poly is more feeling.
Unless we all met at the same time and we all kind of like, we're just friends, not like they were like in a relationship and then like I'm added on anything. If we're all like kind of friends, it's like, I'm feeling this vibe. I'm feeling all this vibe. And we all can like really mutually do that. Yes, I think that's possible. But for me, I don't know. I just
Never say
don't know.
That's what Justin Bieber has said.
Is that the song?
All right, people, y'all let us know. Can you guys do an open relationship or a poly relationship? Hit us up in our inboxes, and you never know, you might be featured on an episode. Just keep it locked and loaded. Our main topic of discussion is up next.
Bye.
All right, you guys, and welcome back, and again, welcome back. All right, so our main topic of discussion, let's get into it. The privilege of it all. That's what we're gonna call it. All right, so for those out there that don't know what privilege means, I'm gonna break it down for you. Privilege is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group. We're talking about the white folks, all right?
Okay.
Mhm.
There's other types of privilege as well, too.
There is. There is.
As well.
Thank you.
There is.
Yes.
I'm particularly talking about that. I would say a time that made me very extremely uncomfortable. I was in the military.
Oh, God.
So everybody that knows my last name, it is not a very black or American last name. So before I got to the unit, you get calls. You get calls before you get to the unit. And of course, because the way that I carry myself, I kind of talk a little intellectual sometimes. And so they were like, oh, a white man because of my first name. No, you will not know my first name. It's KJ. That's my first name. So then when I got there, they said to me, a white man, he said to me, he was like, oh, I could have swore you was going to be a Mexican.
Oh, that's not offensive.
So then he kept going on about certain stuff that he would say. And so then I finally turned around and said, because back then I didn't think about what I said until I actually said it. I was like, so if I said, oh, your name is Tom, you're a white man, it was like, how would you feel about that? And he was like, well, I feel like that you shouldn't say stuff like that. So your privilege is okay for you to say what you said, but I can't say what I want to feel. And so that was my very first instance with it. Of course, further along down the road, there was a lot more instances, but that was my very first encounter and I was 18.
Wow.
I was a baby. So it was very shocking to me because, again, I grew up around a bunch of black people. So I really wasn't aware of privilege until I actually got into the real world. Grace, is there a moment that you can relate to?
Absolutely, yes. The coffee world is very much white male. So just about every coffee space I worked in, working, the guests are white and privileged, and sometimes even people on my team. The most recent one though is where I work right now. I won't say the name of the company, but I work in West Hollywood. I work in a coffee shop, and majority of my team is white. I'm literally the only person of culture on that team. So in this experience every single day, like there are lots of microaggressions that I experience because I work with white people who are not necessarily aware of their privilege. So when I just hear like small little statements like, you know, my girlfriend, she just quit her job, like she's worrying about what she's gonna do about money, you know, like I can't help but make statements like, well, it's a good thing your girlfriend has a supportive boyfriend, you know, that will actually absolutely support her. Because, you know, me on the other hand, like I'm a single entity who happens to appear as a black woman, you know, so like statements like that are just like, ooh, like I'm not your audience. Like I have no empathy like for this situation because like if I were to quit my job, I'll have to figure this shit out on my own. So there's like lots of like just small microaggressions that I experience both from my team and through the guests, but through the experience, like I really felt empowered to use my voice. I threatened to leave. They gave me a raise within the first 70 days. So, you know, use your voice.
Use it.
I like that.
Thank you.
Trey, what about you?
Well, my whole life. To be honest, yeah, like I can't really like pinpoint like exactly one thing that I was either looked over or somebody with more privilege than I had or whatever. Because we all do have some type of privilege, in a way. In a way.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
It's depending on your
Definitely agree.
intersectionality and all that stuff. Because like I can go home, I can walk out this door right now and walk down the street and be fine. But a cisgender woman or a female presenting woman person cannot do that. That's my real privilege I have there.
Okay, I
So-
like that.
So it's just a lot. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack, and I really can't pinpoint one. But another thing I've recently just found out, just on a little lighter note, there's something called pretty privilege. Since I moved here, and I don't know
Yo.
what the fuck that was. But,
Yo,
but
that is
apparently
so
it's a
real.
real thing. Like if you're of a certain, I guess, look or whatever, people just do shit for you, and you're just like, okay, I don't have to really do too much. I'm not saying I have it, but just saying I've seen it a couple times.
Yo, I low key like tested that theory. Like there will be times where like I'll go to the grocery store, extra cute on purpose with no mask, like to see if I get like yo, and like they're so like focused on the beauty of it all. I don't even know I'm not wearing a mask. So definitely pretty privileged. Yeah.
I would definitely say pretty privilege here is, especially for darker skin, I've noticed, is a big thing here. If you, it's sort of, to me, forced. Like, I feel like you're forced into like me and think that I am beautiful or handsome. But that's just what I feel. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel when it comes to the pretty privilege.
Honestly, I don't think I'm funny. I think people just laugh because they think I'm cute. To me, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty funny.
So, how can we as society handle privileged behavior better?
Awareness. Be aware. Be aware of your privilege, and obviously, like I used to say, like sweep in front of your porch before you start.
You better
clean up the
say
neighborhood.
that.
So like know your privilege first, and then like help other people out, and then hopefully they take lead as what you're doing.
Definitely. I say I agree with that, and also using your voice. In my experience with the job, like I was honestly ready to resign. Like I told them, I let my employer know I am looking for other opportunities. And because I felt really empowered using my voice, and because I was able to, the organization that I work for is literally like I meet up with HR one-on-one every single week. They are seeking to understand. So I feel while education is important, having the courage to use your voice also helps as well.
Yes. I feel as if when you see it happening, correct it on the spot.
Yes.
So the very last job that I had before I walked away from human resources, I was a human resource generalist. I made it all the way to the top. But being in that position, I found myself always giving the black perspective. And I felt as if you're acting too privileged to not even actually exhibit it. You just want a black person to tell you.
Ooh.
And so for me, no matter how many people, because there was a lot of people that were saying, no, you don't need to leave because it was really good money. But not all money is good money.
Truth.
So I do believe that as a society, we have got to be better at knowing the situation, handling the situation as such. And if you choose to stay in a situation, then maybe that's on you. That's not anybody else's fault. But if you choose to remove yourself from the situation, while explaining why, I feel like you're giving them an answer. You're giving them something to think about, you know? But that's just my take.
Okay.
Okay, I really do like that. That was cute, KJ. Real cute.
Real cute.
Real cute and subtle. Real pageantry, like, you know.
You know, I'm really trying to
like
always
Miss Weehow.
because
Madam Weehow, we're
let me tell you, because KJ, no, he will be very, very loud. Even if he was right, he will be very extremely loud just to get a point across. And I feel like you don't really have to do all of that. I'm gonna talk to you just like this.
Yeah.
And I'm very intellectual, I'm very smart. Clearly, I have been in school from 18, I'm still in school, and I'm closer to 30 than I am 20. So I'm pretty smart, I know how to use my words. So I do feel like if you talk, sometimes you just need to talk. Now, I'm not saying that the situation is gonna get any better or you should stay in the situation. Absolutely not, that's not what I'm saying. But being communicative, showing communication and honesty of how you feel, I think that's you winning right there. You winning right there, honey.
And I just took a microaggression class recently, and they said at the end of it, always correct the person and then give them grace.
Ooh.
Give them grace because you have to.
Booyah.
Like, if you want to educate somebody, you have to give them time to like work that out. Like if they can't do better, obviously you don't cut them off. But at the same time, give them grace. You know, okay, I'm gonna cuss you out, but I'm gonna let you know why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then you know, try again.
That's good.
Hello, somebody,
That's
somebody,
good.
hello.
Love that.
All right, and on that note, guys, we will be back. All right, you guys, and that was the episode. First of all, let's thank this live audience over here. For this live experience. Season 3 is on its way to becoming the full effect that it's supposed to be. We have a lot of surprises in for you guys this season,
Oh yeah,
okay?
some fun stuff. Some really fun stuff.
Great. How does it feel to be back?
I love it. I cannot wait till you guys to hear all about my problems. And my issues.
Grace, how did it feel to make your debut on KJ Confidential with Trey?
Y'all are great hosts. Like, I absolutely felt like I was at home. Like, he never want to leave here. Like, y'all are doing it. Like, thank you for welcoming me and inviting me. So looking forward to all of season 3 and hearing all of Trey's problems.
Ooh, not his problems.
KJ, how you feel?
You know what? After all of the because y'all know we kept posting, we coming, we had to postpone. But you know, life happens. And now that it has officially been the first episode of season 3, oh my God, we are in season 3. We went from a Zoom screen. We went from a replacement co-host. We went to a green screen, and now we got a whole.
You're
Got a whole space,
honey.
okay?
Listen, there's so much in store for KJ Confidential with Trey. I am just super, super duper excited. So you guys just come back every week. There might be a surprise or 2 or 3, maybe 4. Who knows?
Everybody gets a car.
Okay.
Okay, maybe not.
I have to say that because who?
I can't even get a car. So
To listen.
a lift, a tugboat, a wagon.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Peace, blessings, and love. Bye.
Bye.